There we go. A little technical glitch at the start. What it be, what it do, fam? Live from 58 Dream Street, we're James and with Games. Getting into episode 5 here. 5th trip back to Britannia for our Ultima 5 Warriors of Destiny Let's Play. So let me fire up GOG Galaxy, get the DOSBox emulator running here. And hopefully, racing against time now to reduce the volume. There we go. So that the title screen doesn't sound too bad. Story so far, for anyone who's not in the know. Ultimas 1 through 3. Uh-oh. Wasn't what I meant to do. Ultimas 1 through 3 tell the story of a land called Sosaria, which comes under attack by 3 different evil wizards. That's it. That's the story. And each time, an extra-dimensional traveler called the Stranger. I better review my statistics. I haven't played this all week. See what I have. I've got incoming messages here. Excuse me one moment. This is compelling content. So, the Stranger comes to Sosaria 3 times and defeats the evil wizards. Hooray! At that point, a nobleman named Lord British becomes the new ruler of the land. He's a good guy. And he founds the kingdom of Britannia. And so now Britannia exists, and that's good. Especially, for all the people who want to live in a nice, peaceful kingdom. And when the Stranger next returns to Britannia, there's no evil wizard to kill. Instead, Lord British says, hey, you know what? We could really use a role model for the people here, Someone to look up to, someone to aspire to. A role model of virtue. And so he asks the Stranger to set out to become the avatar, an exemplar of all 8 virtues. So Ultima 4 is an unusual RPG in that regard, because instead of seeking to kill some ultimate evil to save the land's already been saved by you in the past, and instead, you're just trying to become a real good person. And by becoming a good person, you hope to provide some inspiration to the people of Britannia. And of course, doing this does involve going in some dungeons, fighting some monsters, because it is, after all, a role-playing game on PC. But it's all about being good. You become good, you become the avatar, and then we get to Ultima 5, where the avatar is summoned back to Britannia by 2 of his companions, Shamino and Iolo, who helped him on his quest to become the avatar in the first place. And things are not well in Britannia. Lord British is in hiding. We don't know where Lord British is. He might even be imprisoned somewhere. But he's gone missing. No one sits on the throne in Castle British. And Britannia is ruled in the stead of Lord British by Lord Blackthorn. Now, Lord Blackthorn, as his name might suggest to you, not nearly so nice a guy as Lord British. He's keeping up the virtue thing, but he has a very totalitarian police state take on the virtues, which I'll demonstrate for you quite quickly just right here. You go into a town, so U is the city that represents or is aligned with the virtue of justice. So we see a sign, Blackthorn's Law of Justice. Thou shalt confess thy crimes and suffer just punishment, or thou shalt be put to death. So any crime you commit, if you're caught for it, you can be executed. If you didn't confess it yourself. Not a great place. Not a great... You know what? I need to go back in here for a minute. Avoiding the guards. I just want to see... The last time I played... Yeah. There was a father and son in the stocks for crimes that probably didn't warrant being left in the stocks to die. I set them free. Trying to avoid the guards because they'll demand tribute to Lord Blackthorn and take my money. I don't want to give them my money. So Lord Blackthorn rules the land. It's a dictatorship. It's not a good scene. We don't know where Lord British is. And on top of that, Lord Blackthorn has 3 magical entities called the Shadow Lords. You can see them there on the box art. And they represent the antithesis of the 3 principles of virtue. 3 principles are love, truth, and courage. So you have the Shadow Lord of hate, the Shadow Lord of falsehood, and the Shadow Lord of cowardice. They patrol the land. They can randomly appear in the cities when I arrive in them. And when you go into the city, if the Shadow Lord is there, well, A, it'll kill you if you go up to it. It'll engage you in a fight, and especially early in the game, you're not going to win that fight. On top of that, though, even worse. Toshi's not quite in range there to hit this spider. Even worse, they have a malign effect on the townspeople. If the Shadow Lord of hatred or of hate is in town, the townsfolk are literally just going to attack you because they hate you. Dragons. Yikes. Well, I'm going to fight these dragons even though they may very well kill me and force me to restart. Because it shows a lack of valor to flee from combat, and I don't want to harm my karma score. Because your karma score has some effects. And I'm in the early RPG stage in a classic RPG where all I'm trying to do is get a virtuous cycle going, where I can go into the world, adventure some, fight some monsters, collect some treasure, make it back in one piece, and have enough money to re-provision for my next adventure and maybe improve myself some. Get better. Get good. As you can see looking here, I've been dragging Iolo the Bard around with me dead for, I think he might have been dead all weekend last weekend. So one of my first priorities is getting the money together to resurrect him. And that's going to be 237 gold, which is a lot of gold, especially since I will also have to continue spending money. Something else arrives. Dragon gates in a demon. Alright, yeah, this probably isn't going to go great for the good guys. And yet, oh yeah, half killed the Avatar in one shot. We're not dragon fighters yet. I do not think. But you can only really find that out by trying. I think Julia should get out her crossbow here. What's my quarrel situation? I have no quarrels. Alright, forget that, Julia. Keep the short sword. Waste your turn. Yeah. Not great. I thought that I had found a bunch of quarrels last time I was playing. This is the challenge of only playing a game on the weekends. Even if that's probably a virtuous habit for an adult to develop. Yeah, the Avatar's about to die. Avatar's dead. Shimino's getting killed. Alright. We're going to reboot. Not exactly where you want to be this early in the play session, but that's okay. That's a good lesson to learn. Even a small number of dragons, I'm not prepared to take on till I have better armor and more hit points. You live, you learn. I'm doing my best. I played through Ultima 4. I've played the first 3 before, but not recently. But I did play Ultima 4 quite recently, start to finish, and it was a really cool game. It was a lot like what we're seeing here, except basically the presentation was a little more primitive in every regard. Like the battles were exactly like this, but the graphics weren't as good. The sound was a little more annoying. Everything ran a little bit slower. Just little things like that. Not things that really have that profound an effect on your enjoyment of the game, but things that then when you see them upgraded, you're like, well, this is cool. And I like that it's gotten better. Boom. Killed that rat. Plus some quality of life improvements that I will comment on as I see them. One thing that I still wish they had implemented, and maybe they have, and one of my, got a few regular viewers already. I don't think anyone's here yet, but 3 regular viewers so far who are actually familiar with this game, which I am not, and I'm doing my best to do this without any reliance on guides. So very often I'm learning little helpful things because someone is kind enough to just tell me about it. Besides that, I'm stumbling through. And so, yeah, a quality of life improvement I would have liked to see that I haven't seen so far, although it could be there for all I know. I would like to see the ability to cancel when you commit, like, for example, if I say I'm going to attack this turn, and then I realize, oops, shouldn't be attacking yet because I'm not within melee range, or I'm not within range. I need to move instead. Well, it's too late. You said attack, so all you can do is cancel the attack and lose your turn. Kind of a drag. But, pay attention and don't try to attack when you're with your sword when you're not standing next to somebody, I guess is the correct answer. The Dark Souls meme, get good. One of the things you got to do to get good in this game is you got to just remember what your range on your different things is, because the game, we're not yet at the point where an RPG is just going to give me a handy little, it's my character's turn and it shows me like a red outline of what I can attack. We're not there yet in the development of the RPG. Way friendlier here than in Ultima 4 in terms of what it allows for the players. But still not far from the friendliest, player-friendliest game I've ever played. Having a great time so far, though. Shimino has been poisoned. That's okay. I've got lots of the cure spell right now. And I've got a bit of money. I could buy more. Alright, no treasure. That's a shame. I'd love to see some treasure get dropped because we need money to live. So the Avatar is going to cast and Nox, the cure spell, on Shimino. Back in shape. I'm not going to re-up on reagents just yet because, again, my hope here is to make some money. So I've got enough cure to stumble along for now, and I will do that. You know what? Let's look at everyone's experience. The Avatar is getting close to level 3. 200 is the threshold for level 3. Shimino is not 400 for level 4, but Shimino is level 3, which is great. Iolo is dead, and when he revives, he's going to lose some experience, so he's not as close to level 3 as I would like to think he is, just looking at him. Toshi is on his way. He started out at level 1. Julia got way down, because when you die and resurrect, it had changed from Ultima 4, so I didn't realize. At first, I was like, oh, hey, it doesn't take half your gold when you die. This is great. It's a lot more forgiving. Well, that's because it's reducing your experience points to the point that your characters can actually de-level. So Julia has gone on a journey from near level 3 back down to level 1 and then climbed back up. And Gweno actually joined the party at level 3, which is nice. Gweno is Iolo the Bard's wife, and she joined the team. I should light her torch. Night is falling. Of course, the torch isn't going to illuminate that much in the forest. But when I get out there, I would like to fight those snakes. Because snakes... Oh, spiders. Whatever. I would like to fight any relatively easy monster to kill. To just grind up a little experience, and maybe they drop a treasure. And I'm going to look for some medium-level monsters. If it comes down to it, I will go walk back and forth across bridges, see if I can draw out some trolls. Because trolls usually tend to have some money. Because their whole thing in the world of Britannia is they live under the bridge and they demand a toll. I guess that's not just Britannia. That's folklore trolls as well, isn't it? Or at least fairy tale trolls. Not sure what distinction am I drawing between folklore and fairy tales there. It's not one that I've thought out well or that draws in any way on my graduate level education in English literature. I'm not a folklorist. And not anything to do with literature anymore, except a guy who likes to read books and has a lot of reasonably well-informed thoughts and the capacity to close read. Never did go on to academia in that regard. Teach at a university. Not as an academic. So, here we go. Pythons. Or just snakes, or whatever you want to call them. We march forwards. As you can see, our tactical battle system here, no one has a movement speed. When it's your turn, you can move, or you can do a thing. It's risky to... if you can, you want to kill the snakes from a distance and not get poisoned. And yet the snakes actually... Do they spit venom? I believe the snakes can spit venom at you, which then makes it... if your melee characters aren't going at them, well, you are both not attacking them and still exposing yourself to the risk of being poisoned, which is not great. Tough to get Julia experience when she's out of quarrels for her crossbow just because of the starting positions of the characters in combat. Well, Shimino got the kill. Shimino is higher level than the Avatar. I would really rather the Avatar be getting those kills, but alright. Hang back, Shimino. No more glory hogging here, buddy. Move forward. Why not? Okay. Closed on this snake. I guess if my goal here is to not to focus on the less leveled characters, I should also have Gwenno hang back. So she'll hang back as well. But either Julia, Avatar, Tashi. There we go. Got the kill. Python killed. Very good. We leave. We cast. And knocks upon Julia. Julia, ocean child. Giant rats. Another fairly easy enemy to kill that can poison us, sadly. Yeah. Once I get some money going on, which I do hope happens soon. Like, I've got 100 gold, but like I said, saving up to help Iolo. And then also just, who knows what I'm going to run out of first and need to replace. You know, reagents or food. You want to be careful with your funds. That's one major way in which this game differs from Ultima 4. The economy is just set up much differently. And in Ultima 4, there comes a point where you become good enough to get into most of the dungeons and get out alive, especially if you know the exit spell, and you can just leave the dungeon when you're ready. And every dungeon has one giant treasure room in Ultima 4. So the Ultima 4 economy, once you're in the loop on the dungeons, is literally go in that dungeon, get that money. Now you can go back, you can stock up on all the reagents you need, tons of food, and have some gold left over. And you can do that as many times as you want. It doesn't take long. I am sure there are going to be dungeons in this game, but so far I haven't found them. The only dungeon I've found to date... Hello. My cat would like my attention here, but I'm not for any reason. Are you thirsty? Thirsty? That sounded like a mew of recognition, but it wasn't, because she made no motion towards the bathtub where we would have a drink. Shimino's poisoned, that's a shame. Oh, but he got the kill. Avenging his own poisoning. Good work. Yeah, I'm sure there are going to be dungeons in this game, but I haven't found any yet. The only dungeon that I found the entrance to Dungeon Despise from Ultima 4, because a cool thing about the Ultima series is that Ultima 4, when Richard Garriott, I blanked on the fella's actual name because he's also frequently referred to as Lord British. That's his stand-in in the game. But Richard Garriott sort of formalized the world of Britannia when he created it and kept it the same. So the map is the same. The cities are all the same, and so forth. Meaning, and knocks on Shimino. Let's get out of the woods here, and then it's late at night. We should hole up and camp. In fact, my torch has gone out. Torches probably just go out when you engage in combat. It's tough to hold a sword and a shield, fight a bunch of giant rats. And I'm going to hole up for 9 hours, and I will set a watch. And Tashi is at full health. Young Tashi gets stuck on watch all the time. He's a new addition to the roster. He's not one of the Ultima 4 companions of the Avatar. Gwenno is also a new addition, but she's Iolo's wife. So I'm more inclined to let her sleep than to let Tashi sleep. Well, all that happened is we slept, but sleeping is important. I'm going to save my game, like I do now and then, because I'm doing a little bit more save game reloading in this game than I had before. Well, here, I'll show you. There's the entrance to Dungeon Despise. It's been sealed up. So I think the Ultima 4 dungeons, except possibly the main one, the Great Stygian Abyss, are not going to be accessible in this game. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Orcs. Orcs can have treasure, and they're easy to kill, and they don't poison you. I ought to be careful announcing at the start when I'm facing down this many orcs they're going to be easy to kill. I choose to believe. Get the ranged... Oh, critical hit by Toshi on that previously barely wounded orc. That's what we like to see. More damage you can do to, especially melee range monsters, before they're there hitting you, the better. So that's what we're doing. And you drop treasure, which you love to see, as well. Well, that was a pretty big hit on Shimino, but Shimino has 90 maximum hit points. And as we've seen, orcs don't take that much to kill. Is Gweno in range? She's not. Wasted her turn. But we'll bring her up in a moment. The Avatar is yet to take a hit, although he's being swarmed by quite a few orcs here. In fact, I should probably move Shimino forward to draw some shots. Took a 10 damage hit right there. Got to keep an eye. Everything happens, you know, the monster's turns happen really fast, and you're not getting, even in the readout here. What, I should point it out with my cursor. Here in the readout, we're hearing if we're hit, but not even how bad the hit is, or how, and especially not the exact value of the hit. So you got to keep an eye on your own hit points, and focusing has never been my strong suit. So that is a perpetual challenge. I have had some deaths so far, both in Ultima 4, but especially here in Ultima 5, which I'm finding more difficult so far. I've had a lot of deaths that were easily avoidable if I'd just been looking, because I would have cast a heal spell and got my hit points back before I was killed. 3 treasure chests already from orcs. That's promising. Very often the orcs don't have much, but sometimes they have much. They have plenty sometimes. And when they do, so much the better. Julia got a kill. It's nice. Shimino moves forward. Gweno got a hit on that orc. It's nice. Tashi still fighting this one. Avatar took another hit. Don't like to see that, but I don't think he's really going to turn out to be in danger. I had a feeling that was going to be the killing blow. Once again, aiming too soon. I'll just shoot it in the dirt so I don't duff it and hit one of my allies in the head, which you absolutely can do. This game has friendly fire, which is it's not necessarily a player-friendly addition to the game, because Ultima 4 did not have friendly fire. You could just shoot your bow right through like a line of your allies and never worry about hitting them. Hello, sweetheart. But what do you want? Hang tight, folks. Let me see if this cat is thirsty. Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? No? Well, I don't know. I'm hoping that she's not suddenly hungry, because this is a diabetic cat, and we, since her diagnosis, been very successful at managing her insulin and the few weeks prior to the diagnosis of extreme appetite and extreme thirst. Oh, you know what? Right there, I reassured myself. If she doesn't want a drink, then all we're dealing with is just... It's tough to... when they tell you, like, keep an eye out for exceptional hunger with a cat, just sometimes the cat decides it wants to eat when there's no food out. And you're like, well, it's not time yet, sweetheart. And it can be tough to tell the difference between that and, like, I am desperate for food, which is unusual. So, yeah. I think talking myself into feeling okay about this, because it's a lot of stress, there's a lot of management that goes into looking after your cat. I'm going to put Shimino, designate him as my one person. There's a great quality of life improvement. I don't think it was in Ultima 4, or it was, and no one had told me, because I was told in the chat here by a viewer that you don't have to, after combat ends, keep moving everybody one at a time, especially for the somewhat tedious process. Look at how we get treasure. First, we open it. Everything that was in it falls. Some food, some torches, a ring of keys, a sack of gold, 2 weapons. Then you must use the get action for every single individual thing. 32 gold. I saw some quarrels in there. A throwing axe. Throwing axes are pretty good, I think. I haven't really used much of them because, as the name implies, you throw them, then you don't have them. And I'm never. It's something I've worked on for a long time to get more comfortable using the things you can never get back in role-playing games. It's especially a problem for me, I find. You know, in a Dark Souls. Oh my! The first time I played that game, I didn't do anything. I used my main gear, my Estus flask, and now and then the cure, the moss to get the poison or the toxic off, and that was it. It was a wild playthrough. Like when I say I used nothing, I mean I didn't learn any magic. I didn't try any items. The only thing I changed from my starting Wanderer gear in Dark Souls 1 the first time I played it was I got the Grass Crest shield, which makes your endurance, your stamina, come back faster. Whoops, not yet. Open it first. Open. Food, torches, keys, gold, helmet. Chain coif. So we're already at the point where I think everyone who can equip a chain coif is wearing a chain coif. That's fine. I'm going to save after that excellent haul. Just in case this snake is actually turns out to be like a snake with 3 dragons with it. Yeah, I put that shield on, and I wound up wearing it on my back because I decided to two-hand my starting scimitar, which I upgraded along the normal route because I wasn't even comfortable changing my weapon in any way. And then, if you've played Dark Souls, you know that there's an area, the Tomb of the Giants, that is near pitch black. And in darkness in Dark Souls, you can, by default, see about a foot. No, sweetheart, not yet. You can see about a foot in front of yourself. British! Hello! I'll catch you up on what you missed so far, which is literally just myself walking around the map and doing some fights. It's going pretty well. As you can see, I'm up to 194 gold, so I think we're going to get Iolo back to life, which is real nice, because that was my goal for the weekend. So if I can achieve that on Saturday, the sky's the limit on Sunday. Yeah, I did that Tomb of the Giants in Dark Souls 1, as I was saying just now. The first time I played through, I didn't know the light spell. I didn't use any magic. I also didn't know that there was an item, the Skull Lantern, because I didn't use anything. I didn't change any equipment, I didn't do anything. And so I did the completely pitch black, filled with giant skeleton monsters, Tomb of the Giants. Tell me, British, you can't spoil mechanics for me, because exactly what you're saying here. If I was a more attentive person, which I can be sometimes, but I'm dividing my attention between so many things these days. It's not a spoiler for mechanics. Just don't tell me how to beat the Shadow Lords or where the dungeons are, and it's all good. But yeah, I did that whole Tomb of the Giants, inch by inch, memorizing the layout and where the enemies were and where the sudden cliffs, because there's tons of them, and made it through basically blind. And then, having become more familiar with the game and its systems, and I've never tried to repeat that feat, and I never will. I don't know how I did it. When I played the Tomb of the Giants, died so often, it would have been easy to notice that when you lose a level, you don't lose stats you gained in the previous level up. Wow, that seems. I'm not a cheeser, but I think that that sounds like it has serious cheese potential, right? Just get to level 3 and then die almost immediately, resurrect, get to level 3, die almost immediately, drop to level 2. We're not going to do that, but it sounds like maybe something you do. But that's so good to know, because right there by itself, that once I want to get my full party back here, I'm going to stick to this bring Iolo back by spending money on him. Then after that, do I want to become famous? Not really. but I can buy followers. Well, why don't you give me some free ones? Bananas1361. Yes, it is certainly. That's really generous in a positive way. My goodness, sweetheart. Pardon me a moment. I'm gonna try one more time to get this cat to show me what she wants. What do you want? What do you want? Are you thirsty? All right now. My goodness. Yeah. She really wants it to be LUNCH time, but that is not for an hour and 50 minutes. So I hope that she takes a hint pretty soon. I love her, but the standing there screaming at me while I'm streaming. It's not the main thing I love about her. I should clear, you know what? I have this chair set up for her. I should clear it off. Maybe she'll sit down and chill out, and I can adjust the camera a bit. Yeah. Oh, small tips, entirely welcomed. My ambitions here are it's certainly not become a master of this game all on my own. I just don't want to look at walkthroughs and be told where I'm going. I want to explore. I've come to really enjoy the exploration-based aspects of games that allow them. I guess partly that being a lot of the modern open world games. I've tended to bounce off when I tried them because they give you this world map and then they just, it's like explore this giant open world. That makes a lot of sense, and I got to get better at that. I think I've veered off here into a pure, kind of basically. I mean, I am literally grinding, which I don't usually do. And so I've been ignoring the people to a huge extent. On my very first day, I did a fair bit of talking. And I've got a spreadsheet here to keep track of what people have told me. And I can tell just looking at it that, yeah, I'm looking at the Britain sheet. I have not spoken to all the people in Britain, let alone done really well. But okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's something to keep in mind. I love Majora's Mask. I should have immediately clued into the day-night cycle in that regard. Like on the first day, British, I think it's intrinsic that there's someone starts sleepwalking in the middle of the night, and if you follow them, they walk through a fireplace into a secret place that gets you up on the walls. So I was doing way better at exploration at first before I was just like, oh man, I just want to stop getting slaughtered every time I go out. Here's Britain. Why am I back? Why did I come towards Britain? I guess I do need to sell stuff, although now it's coming nighttime. So perhaps I'm gonna trot along and cross a couple bridges here. See if we can fight some trolls. Yeah. So I don't know that I learned anything of value during that exploration, but I know it's there. So at some point, I might come to understand why that's important. I mean, I better. I'm never going to finish this game if I don't figure stuff out. Yeah, that I knew from Ultima 4. It tripped me up in one regard, though, because I think the shrines, when they ask you what virtue you want to meditate on, want you to spell it fully. Because something like that. I had an experience where I went somewhere and said Spir, S-P-I-R, and then it was like, oh, you can't get your concentration. What are you talking about? Yeah. I think with my current level of funds... Okay, cross 2 more bridges. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did good with some of them. And I don't know if you were here, but this is for anybody else who happens to watch or is watching this later on YouTube when I got my YouTube page set up. One really neat thing, along with the world map staying the same from Ultima 4, is the whole world is the same to the degree that some of your knowledge, if you've played Ultima 4 recently, is actually, you can just keep on using it. And I met a dude who said something about the Shrine of Spirituality, and he's worried about it. He said, do you know where it is? I haven't played them to completion. Have I played Ultima 1 through 3? Like, I know I've started all of those games because way back in the 90s, I had a retro RPG collection. I don't think it was the official Ultima collection, but it was a retro RPG collection that did have, I think, 1 through 5 and a Kalabeth. And it had a bunch of other, like, I think it probably had Wizardry, and I must have bounced off that because I couldn't handle first person back then. And the only one I wound up getting into at the time, I tried all of them. I wanted to be into them. I knew that they appealed to me. I did not know that I had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Up all night, every night, Toshi. Toshi must be getting tired. Fortunately, the game doesn't seem to keep track of long-term sleep issues, because I think at this point, Toshi would have legitimately lost his mind. The Avatar is level 3. Yeah, I've read about that. I am just constantly absorbing information. That has always been a thing for me. And so I've read about all the games, even the ones that I played for like 10 minutes. Was like, I don't understand this. What's going on? It's too much freedom. Where's the cutscenes to tell me where to go next? But I've read about that, how you go to space and there's like a first person space shoot. There's like an action component to Ultima 1. And I read Richard Garriott talking about it once, and he literally just said, well, yeah, I wanted to use I had disk space left. It seemed inefficient to waste it, so I added a whole space shooter to my game just to fill every corner of that disk when we printed to it. I do. I've got all the PDFs of the manual, the spell book, the book of lore. I think the manual and the spell book are actually not the original documents, but are just adapted out of the book of lore. But all the things that Good Old Games, GOG.com, offers you. So yeah, I've got the cloth map here. It's very pretty and very familiar. It's got a little bit, you know what? I'm just now seeing that this is actually giving me a code to the moon gates, isn't it? I art that legendary avatar, Beezy. Thank you for noticing. I'm so legendary. I'm level 3 now. Is the degree to which I've become legendary. It's all coming together. I said my goal, my short-term goal was resurrecting Iolo, so I had a full party again, and I'm very close to that. I'm in pause to get items. Okay. All right. Let me look. South of Trinsic. See a lighthouse and a shrine and the moon gate. Well, you know what? We're heading south. I'm about to stock up on food. As long as I'm still okay for spells, why wouldn't I head south and see what's happening? Actually, I do know the one reason I won't do that just yet, which is that at this point, oh man, lunchtime, isn't it? Oh no, it's this guy. I wish that you could get to know the shopkeepers a bit more, because I would love to know why this dude has such terrible sleeping habits. Oh, it's okay. Okay, that's not fair. It's 7:30, but this guy doesn't open his shop till like well past breakfast, and it's a food place. Like, come on, sell us some breakfast. So yeah, once I get Iolo back to life, then I wanted to get the virtuous cycle where I can actually go out and live, and I think I'm actually already much closer to that. So when Iolo's back to life, we're mostly at level 3 now. Iolo won't be, but he'll be very close. How are Toshi and Sweetheart? Sweetheart, we can't get into this cycle where I must resist and just hope that she's not having hypoglycemia. Yeah, British has been schooling me on that. I realize they must, but I hadn't thought as much about how that would obviously be important for getting to talk to everybody. You got to spend a day in the town, see what people do, and find out when you can talk to them. Yeah, Julia's getting close to level 3. Pretty soon I'm going to start braving those moon gates. Or alternately, I'm going to find a ton of money very, very soon and buy a boat. Or at least a skiff. If I get a skiff, I guess I can go to what am I thinking here? If I got a skiff, I get to Cove at least. I don't yet know. I don't have a good sense. I mean, I can look at the map here and see where the shallows are. Obviously, I'm not going to take a skiff and make it to Moonglow. Wait. Maybe? It could. I don't know. We're not there yet. But I'm getting very close. Oh, sweetheart. She's killing me. She's got an hour and 40 minutes to lunch. She doesn't want to drink. I cannot feed this cat at the non-designated times. And I'm obliged here. I'm just killing time till that food provisioner walks out. Maybe I can kill some trolls. No, I don't pay. Let's fight. No. What about the last 6 months of your life makes you think I'm going to feed you off schedule? You know what? She might actually be trying to drag me to the living room for a BRUSH. I should have thought. Yeah. You know what? Ooh, big hits on Shimino. Yikes. Let's kill these trolls. Oh. I thought I'd pressed A. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We're still not going to get Shimino killed because if worst comes to worst, Tashi can cast Amani on him. And it's not going to come to worst. Everything's going to be fine. One troll down and he dropped money. Or at least treasure. I'm assuming there's money in there. Because, these trolls are not capitalists, I wouldn't say. They're feudalists, right? They're all they do is collect rents. They're makeshift lords of the bridge. Yes, a cat cam chili champa is a great idea. In the fullness of time, I will expand my setup here so that I can, I could even have an intermission where I just put the camera on the cat. Although, I guess the problem there is if I have an intermission, I'm going to get up and go make some more tea or something, and then the cat's just going to follow me. Yes, British. I picked up that I adapted to very quickly because as soon as I noticed I could do it, I was like, finally. It's so frustrating in Ultima 4 when the enemies can shoot at you diagonally. And then you're like, I only know how to point this bow in the 4 cardinal directions. And another thing, of course, is that I had to adapt. I did most of the advancing through Ultima 4 after I'd assembled most of the companions, because just getting through one dungeon and learning how the dungeons worked and everything, I had leveled up quite a bit, and so I think I was at 6 companions by the time I really started getting earnest about the game, and that means the Avatar was level 6, and the other ones were, and so basically most of the time I spent with Ultima 4 going around doing stuff, the real meat of it. The only way I was ever going to lose a fight is if there were a ton of Reapers and they cast their put everyone to sleep spell and it worked, and then I had bad rolls for my wake up checks and they just killed me while I was asleep. That was the only way I died in, say, the back 15 hours of Ultima that I played. So it's a big adjustment then to go back to being fairly incompetent, especially at the very start when you're level 1 or level 2. Reasonably incompetent and incapable and not strong and not hardy. And also, I'd become used to thinking of every enemy that's not a Reaper as an easy kill. And that is just not the case in this game. Julia took a hit, but not a big hit. We're going to let her fight this one out because I would love for her to level up, and she's very close. 31. All right, Toshi, you got a job to do, buddy. Cast Mani. Julia. Not a bad heal. 14 hit points. That's 1 or 2 hits from the troll. Oh, come on, Julia. You just got to hit him. Okay, provide some supporting fire, Tashi. Grazed him. Alright. There, maybe hitting Julia with the sling will motivate her to work a little harder on this troll. She missed. Okay. Okay. You get 2 more shots, Julia. And if you haven't hit the troll by then, we're taking it and we're killing it for you. Unbelievable. Julia's getting killed because she cannot hit this troll even once. Okay, heavily wounded. If you just hit the troll, Julia, it will die. Just so. Alright. Avatar. It's going to be a good guy and take on duty here. A poison trap. That's fine. I'll heal myself. Bunch of stuff in here. Very good. A large shield. Arrows. A dagger. A dagger. Gold. Keys. Oh my goodness. I hear you. But it is not even close to time. Oh my goodness. Scratch your head for a moment here and I'll just manage my keys with a single hand. Yeah, okay. This was a fruitful troll massacre. Because a lot of this stuff, some of this equipment I'm finding might actually be helpful for me. I found a bunch of gold. But some of this equipment I know that I'm just going to sell. 19 more gold. We can bring back Iolo. So then we're going to explore the south. I'm going to take the, I don't know if hint is even quite the right word from British. Explicitly saying, dude, you can't just say there's nothing in the south. Look at the map. And knocks upon myself. All right. Okay, now it's time to get some things done. Swing by pause, carefully navigating around the poison swamps that are right next to the road. That's one of those things, you know, Lord British really should have taken care of some of that stuff during his long, reign of peace and prosperity. Let's put a railing on the side of the road where there's a poisonous swamp right directly adjacent. Also a positive. Thops get cheaper. Shops pay for... That's very good. Very good to know. Higher karma. You told me how to check my karma, and I know I did it once. Was it like Control K? This lazy provisioner is up. Oh, he's got a full house. He's got to stay up. Okay. I'll check my karma again in a moment. I bet it's probably still 80. But it'd be great if for some reason I was even a... Well, I busted those dudes out of the stocks. Does that earn me anything? I would like rations, sir. Just one. I can tell this is clearly not the best deal I'm ever going to get on rations. And, okay, it's not cheaper. My karma probably hasn't changed. But nonetheless, stock up on some food. No, nothing else for me, Dr. Cat. If you're a doctor, how'd you wind up just running a restaurant? Well, actually, you can be a doctor and then be like, you know what? This isn't my calling. I don't want to run I want to run a restaurant. I didn't want to go to medical school, Dad. I don't want your life. Yes. I do need to... I'm going to need to sell one thing, I think, at the armory. Because I came up a few gold shy after I bought a little bit of food there. But that's fine. I got tons of stuff that's worth selling right now. And I believe... Run! Run! Okay. Don't yell. Never mind. Yell nothing. Enter. What did I think the Y button was? Yes! And that's what I was thinking. It was because when you exit something, it says, hey, you want to... I knew there was nothing here that was going to buy stuff from me. Okay. I need... You know what? Let's just make the trip up to you, because we do need to stock on reagents, and there's an armor in you. I will sell the stuff I need to sell, and then we will head towards a healer, and we will bring our boy back. Oh my goodness, kitty. Yeah, you're ruining the content, sweetheart. All right, let's camp No. Light up a torch. And find my way a little bit further. Well, there's the signpost. Directly north. Clearing around the river. And there's you. Of course, can't get in at night. There's the moon gate. Not ready to risk those yet. Step off the road. I don't think that actually matters, but I do. It still just seems like not a cool move to set up camp in the middle of the road. This will be good for Julia. Now the avatar is in good shape. Let's let Tashi. Tashi is literally delirious from lack of sleep, so maybe it's time for someone else to stand watch. Boom. British in the house. I don't think anyone's leveling up. Maybe Julia? Probably not. Nah. Not yet. But she's so close. Strangely familiar old man vanishes. How is she doing? Oh, she's close. She's real close. Really, really close. Okay. I don't need an intermission right now, although I do need to. I tried running the tap for the cat. I should stop that. No, not time. Okay. Here we are. I think we're still gonna. I do not believe that anyone's gonna be open yet. Because look at my trusty pocket watch. Oh, it's 8:37. I could definitely get better at reading the little sun and moon progression there, because I would have sworn that moon still being visible would have meant it was earlier. Obviously, it doesn't. Nothing to do here, but just kill some time, wait for them to open up shop. But it doesn't take that long. There he goes. And once he's behind his desk, I would like to sell, friend. I certainly don't need a leather helmet. It's only giving me 9 gold. But the chain coif I don't need, and he's going to give me 30 something, I bet. 28. That's fine. According to him, it's rather obsolete, and the market's not strong. So frankly, 28 gold pieces in this economy is generous. Not sure what else I would want to sell right now. I should sell... Actually, I can sell a crossbow. Just one. Because ultimately, I think based on our discussion, British, but also with Stempinski and Lars last Sunday, I think it makes sense, given the ammo caps, to have maybe have Gweno with a bow shooting arrows, and then Julia will have a crossbow shooting quarrels. And that'll be it. And crossbows are expensive. You know? Presumably that was designed by our own corpse that we drag around, Iolo. He is the premier bow maker in Britannia. And now his son is actually left to run the family business, because his father's adventuring again, but I've also recruited his wife. And yet he won't give me a discount on anything. That's how RPGs have to work. Did I figure out the main gauche? I don't think I did. If there's a trick to it, I haven't figured out anything about it. I thought it's a better dagger. And that is certainly, if there's something cool about it, I am more than happy to be told what that is. I didn't even... excuse me, ma'am. Begone, child. No, ma'am, I just need to look in my reagents pouch here. Lots of ginseng. Yeah, lots of ginseng. Right now, I pretty much only use 2 spells. Cure and Mani. And Nox and Mani. So ginseng is a base for both of those. Yes, I am going to get 1 more order of ginseng. Yes. Garlic, I can get 8 for 23 gold. So I'll get, just 8 more for now. And then the worst thing, I got to assume that if I make it to, say, Moonglow or Scarabray. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So, because I know Julia... No, it's Iolo who's dual-wielding. And that's good to know. That I will keep him dual-wielding with a main gauche instead of switching him to a shield. A shield probably offers more defense overall, but even just a little bit, yeah, this is not a good price on Spider Silk, and yet you wanna cast Mani, the heal spell, which you're gonna want to do sometimes. You're gonna need it. So I'm gonna buy a bunch. I think I'll stop here because then I still have enough gold, lots of food. We'll be good to start another cycle of adventuring, troll slaughtering, and looting. Here I go. Here I go again. Not at all on my own. Whoops. Okay. Whew. Good thing I didn't... late in the game in Ultima 4, I was going... There's a thing you gotta do. It's not the shrine of spirituality, which is trapped in a moon gate, but it's something else where you need to go into a moon gate, the one by Moonglow, at a certain time. And I was rushing because the moon cycle goes in real time in Ultima 4, even though everything else acts when you act. I brought Tashi way too close to the rogues. Or to the orcs here. And also my actual fighters. Oh, that's Gweno. Well, Gweno, step back. I don't want to bring Iolo back to life and have to explain why I got his wife killed by orcs. So I'm rushing because we're just about to hit the point in the moon cycle and I'm impatient. I don't want to wait for it to go all the way around. So I'm dashing to get there so I can get whatever item it is that's trapped in there. The candle of truth? I don't know. And I pull up on it, but I have to cross a bridge on the way. So I can see the moon gate. It's just opened. I'm like, oh, I gotta get there. I rush onto the bridge, and I'm mashing the key super fast, and then I think the cat was yowling at me, so I turn my head, and I just kept hitting left on autopilot. But trolls were under the bridge, and there's no big pause where you sneak under the bridge in Ultima 4, over the bridge. You can never escape the trolls if they're there. So I went into the battle, and immediately fled. Like, bam, 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 we fled. And because of that, I lost, valor points, and I think honor points too. I unbecame the avatar right near the end of the game, and then I had to go around and be virtuous once more to regain. I had to go back to the shrines and meditate again. So surprise fights are something I'm on watch for. This is, I'm thinking back to right before the diagnosis for this cat, and it was way worse than this. It was like screaming and like reaching up and grabbing at my arm to get my attention. So this is just a weird case where she's decided she would like her LUNCH early, but I do not think she's going hypoglycemic. I think we are still managing her pancreas, which is very good because she's older. She's about 13 now, but she's a non-purebred indoor cat who's otherwise been in excellent health her whole life. I would like to have her around for ever, but at least another many years. I'm not ready to start. Dagger has attack 6 and can be thrown. Yeah, I found out about throwing the daggers and I was like, why? The dagger has a lot of range. That's odd. Oh, I don't have a dagger anymore. Main gauche has attack value of 8. Can't be thrown. Defense value 1. Small shield has 2. There you go. So that reference card is not included amongst the... I don't think. I'm just looking here at a PDF. Yeah. I don't think the reference card came along because in the book of lore, it just kind of tells you the different categories of weapon and then which ones, basically the steps up. A dagger is not as good as a main gauche, but there's none of the stats. So that's really good to know. Well, there you go. I guess I need to look a little more carefully. I wonder, how did I miss that? I don't know. Well, that's something to try to add to my little repertoire here for tomorrow. Because I don't think watching me download and open PDFs would be very good content. So we'll put that off. But, ooh, these orcs. I like the way they think, carrying all their possessions with them. Oh, I've been searching the bloodstains today. Because I just learned that I could do that recently. But now I've remembered. Poor Shimino is the one who gets bloodstain duty because he's hardier than the rest of us with his big fighter armor. He's not the only level 3 anymore, so I can't say that's why he has to do it. But the armor still justifies it. Sorry, buddy. You're digging in the guts to hopefully find like a single gold piece here. Alright, victory. Alright, Shimino, you're on cleanup duty. Let's do the guts. Search the guts. Nothing. Search them. Got the plague. What are you going to do? And worms. Which will not allow me to fish because we don't have fishing in Ultima yet. Torches, gold, weapon. Torches are always good. Throwing axe is good. 10 gold. Not bad. It's not a ton of money, but it's not nothing. Oh, acid too. Rough day for Shimino. He was in perfect health at the end of the fight because of his mighty armor and the fact that also he had to walk around a treasure chest, so he didn't wind up engaged in much of the fight. But now he's got the plague. He's covered in acid. He's doing all this work while his 1 gold, while his companions just stand there and look at him. 1 food. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I gotta find that. I need that on my thing. That'll be helpful. 33 gold! There, that's the orc I want to kill and rob. You know what? It's not robbing when they attack you first. I should give myself a break there. Alright, casting. Yeah, okay. No, it's the afternoon. Narrowed in because I'm in the woods. I was thinking if it was evening, I'd take a chance on Lord British showing up and just fixing the poison for us. Save a mixture. Oh, what are you going to do? Oh, this is it. This is it. If I make it there in the daytime, I will have Iolo back today. In-game. I'm definitely getting him back today IRL, as the youth say. The kids still say IRL, right? Save anyway, just in case some wacky thing happens. You never know. Where's the... I don't think the healer is in Britain proper. Do I have it in my spreadsheet? You know what? Go up north. Might as well actually look around the town. A provisioner in... No. It's not in main Britain. It's in one of the little villages that have grown up around the castle. A morning star. Ooh, did I? Because if I did... Armaments. Nah, not yet. I think we're still our best bashing weapon is still a club. As soon as I can get something better going on, obviously I want to hook Iolo, not Iolo, Shimino up with that. Okay. Now, I should be more attentive to my spreadsheet. I haven't filled it out at all. What shops are in what places? But let me do this. Armory. Bows is in main Britain. In provisioner. Okay. Back to the game. What about North Brittany here? Stables. In. Okay. Should I be getting a horse, British? A nice thing. Oh. So the Morning Star will have like the 1-2 the 2-point range? Like it can attack from the back lines? That's really good to know. Alright. Well, we're not Very good to know. I don't think we're bringing Iolo back to life today because I don't think the healer will still be open. There, that's the healer, right? Yes. East Brittany has the healer. Okay, let's get out of here before we get extorted. Camp down out in the dirt on the seashore. Wait, no. Yeah, that's an interesting combination. Bludgeoning and range. In this game, is it like Ultima 4 where a polearm can hit 2 spaces out but it can't hit someone right in front of you? East Brittany. Healer. There. Now next time, if I'm coming to Britain to get someone healed, I will just get them healed before sun falls because I won't be going through the main city and every town. Oh, okay. That is a quality upgrade. Because I thought the halberd was really cool. I gave it to Jeffrey in Ultima 4, but it was kind of a drag to whenever someone got up in his face, it'd be like, well, step him back, and then they'd step up again and be like, okay, he's got to be on the back lines, but he's the big tough guy. He's like 6'5". That's the only thing that I learned about him in the game. He's 6'5" and he loves to fight. So why is this guy on the back lines? All right, Tashi. You had your sleep. 1 sleep per week for Tashi. The rookie. My man, Lord British. Alright, Julia's still not quite there yet for level 3, but she will be soon enough. Oh, those 9 hours. Okay, there we go. Sun's coming up. Head into town. Watch the sun come up from in town. Is this thing that I'm standing... Well, I have an expert here. This little thing I'm standing next to, is that a horse post? I know that I read in the manual that a horse... I think it was in the manual. I read it somewhere, and I haven't read anything that didn't come here. That your horse can actually run away in this game if you don't leave it by a post. So I've been hesitant to buy a horse because I'm not sure what the posts are. Have I figured out how... I actually have not. I didn't figure it out in Ultima 4 ever. I know these circles of magic, but I don't know what limits how many spells you can cast. Like how many times you can cast a spell. Let me look at the stats and see if I can just reason it out. Like I see the magic 18. Are those an HM? Oh, that's hit point maximum. So easy that it's hard to gain. Well, I guess what I'll do, besides I gotta keep on. It's not quite my style to play a game only on the weekends. Although I think it's a healthy move for me to start to make because I'm an adult now. To have a game like this that I can get really, really into and play for many hours if the opportunity arises. There he goes. Opening up shop at the healers. Yes, you can offer me some solace. What's the nature of my need? Smell the air, dude. It's the corpse that we've been dragging around for like 2 weeks. Resurrect, please. Who needs aid? Am I really confident that you're an expert in healing if you can't figure out which one of the 6 of us needs to be resurrected? Yeah, I'll pay. Thank thee, sir. No, I need no more aid. Ah, okay. I did know that. I did know the full for mages, half for bards, none for fighters part. I did not know that intelligence was the thing. And I guess I'll have to actually look more closely at the spellbook. Let me look right now. Spellbook. Does the spellbook just have a helpful chart that tells me... Now, spellbook doesn't tell me how much MP different things consume. What about... Okay, the MP cost is proportional to the circle that the spell is drawn from. So right now I'm using all circle 1 spells. The whole band back together. Oh, geez. I was looking off to the off screen, and you were schooling me on this. Okay. Okay, that's very intuitive. So 1, 2, there. Circle equals MP cost, and then intelligence. So for example, the avatar can cast 18 spells. And in fact, okay, so magic then, that is my MP, and that will probably change as I cast spells. Does that actually go down, or does it expect me to remember? Probably goes down. I guess I'll find out soon enough. Great. Okay. Learning. All right, here we go. We're in good condition. We don't have a ton of money, so we're probably not buying anything else just yet, but we're going to save the game. We got a healthy team. Actually, let me look into this. Can the avatar equip a large shield yet? He can. Very good. I like keeping the avatar alive because he has my name. How about Iolo? What's the status on Iolo? I guess the big thing here is that Iolo is still just having leather armor. So probably if I could get him into some chain, he'd be in better condition. But for now, I will just do my best to keep him alive. I do want to get a bow. In my desperation for money, I think I sold the only bow I'd found. Save one more time, why not? Even though all I did was one little tiny thing. Well, let's go south and let's see what does happen if we go south of Trinsic. Now, there's no like, I don't think there's any particular benefit to walking on the road, but it just, when they put the road there, it feels like it's the thing to do. 2 mages, 1 fighter, and bards. Yeah, I was thinking that as I expand, that I was going to probably do mostly bards, and then maybe like 1 fighter, 1 mage, but also maybe 2 mages could be the thing too. Part of the thing here, like, it doesn't matter as much. Like, we're not even at the point of character portraits, and I don't think we're gonna get I don't think there's gonna be any dialogue from these characters after I recruit them. But I do tend to, in RPGs, do a mix. If you let me pick my party, I'm going to try to find a balance where I am putting some thought into how good the party is and how optimized it is, but then also just who are the characters that I like. And, it's not like I know much about these characters yet. They, some of them, like Iolo's stuck in my head. I remembered him from playing like Ultima 6 briefly long ago. So he's a sentimental favorite already. And I really liked Mariah I like Mariah and Julia. But the reason I liked Mariah a lot when I played Ultima 4 was just that it was so helpful to have her around. She was very good at fighting. Yeah, in Ultima 4, the party of 8 in Ultima 4, like, really the only choice you get is if you know how to game the character creation system to get the class that you want, then you can decide who's not going to be in your party. And that's it. Here, both the limit of 6 characters in a party, which is great. Managing 8 in the no movement speed, 1 block at a time system of Ultima, it's not ideal. We have a lighthouse. It's called Greyhaven. Cool. It's this sign. It's in the runic language. And then it probably just says, this is the lighthouse Greyhaven. So I'm going to very quickly, let's see. Oh, okay. So the X looking thing is, I need to set up my own version of this. It is a G. There it is. Greyhaven. And then light A... Oh, OF. A light of... This is not going to turn out to be important. A light of virtue. Greyhaven. A light of virtue. Yes, in the Ultima Online days, when I played that game a tiny bit, but like my PC sucked and my internet sucked, and my parents were like, "You're not using our credit card, so you can wait till your birthday and we'll buy you a 3-month extension." So I didn't get to play a lot of that game, but I did watch my friends play it a lot and hang out with them, and so I don't think that game actually gave you the deciphering of the runic script. So that was a thing that I actually did. I just sat around while they were playing and used the map and the names of the places to decipher that script. But yeah, and then when I read the manual, I was like, well, I'm a dummy. There's no need to do this. Grandfather Clock says 2:32. I don't think... Yeah, it's not... There's no puzzle here. Why does the clock have the wrong time? It doesn't. It has the right time, buddy. Any books? A window shelf. Okay. I need to use the look option more, because that's new, right? I don't think... Oh. People are asleep. It is noons. Oh, you know what? That's not fair. He works a lighthouse. He almost certainly does a night shift. Obviously, I'm not going to rob this man. Oh, here's someone who's awake. Hello. Do you mind that I've come into your bedroom? You don't. Lord Kenneth. All right. Gotta get to work in my spreadsheet here. First, Greyhaven. Created a sheet for Greyhaven. Name, job, info. What's... I have no idea what that sound is. Like what it's supposed to be representing. I know it's the game. Is it the grandfather clock in the other room ticking away? Who knows? My interest. What's your job, sir? The court composer. That's neat. The composer of Greyhaven. Comp. I'm a big... I know it only reads the first 4 letters. Yeah. No, it's not bothering me. I'm finding the sound so much... I played Ultima 4 on mute, but I'm finding the sound much more bearable in this game. I travel throughout Britannia teaching my craft. Dost thou wish to learn the harpsichord? Heck yeah, sir. Open the Book of Lore to the music section and study the score for the piece Stones. Open the Book of Lore to the music section and study the score for the piece Stones. Okay. Now that is a direct reference to the paratext, I believe, and not telling me to find a Book of Lore, page 20. Here we are. The score of... Okay. I can see the score. I cannot interpret the clefs in the score. Are they explained here? It's a ballad about the shrines, so I bet there's probably something helpful here. There's a bunch of words. I bet there's something to be learned there. And I bet I will. Yes. Oh yeah, don't worry. I was up on that, British. I knew that the official manual was the Book of Lore, and I see the score. The notes are like a series of square marks upon a 4-line staff. Their positions, either on one, or between 2 lines, marks their pitch. Yes, sir. Okay, good to know that music works very similarly, at least musical notation. A letter C marks the 2nd line of the staff as the pitch C. That is not at all how the clef-esque thing does look like a C, but it is not actually on. Or does he mean the 2nd line? Like, do these staves go top to bottom? Anyway, what are the next 3? D, E, F. Stempinski. Things are going well. As you can see, Stempinski. Step number 1. First thing that's going well, everyone's alive again. And not only is everyone alive, but I've got some food and some gold. Not a lot of gold, but enough gold to go back through pause and buy some food. So that's step one. The avatar is level 3 now. Julia is brushing up against it. So is Iolo, but he just came back to life. He hasn't participated in a fight yet. No, try again. What? Sir? Oh! The first 3 notes of the song. Okay. So the first 3 notes of the song are A, B, C, D, C, B. D, C, B. Good. Many keyboards are marked with numbers, so that A, B, C would be 6, 7, 8. What would the next 3 be? 6, 7, 8? Well, I just said it's D, C, B, so 9, 8, 7. Good. So the first phrase goes 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3. Even though I have the score right here, I am going to write that down for myself. So I'm not translating the notation into numbers in real time as I try to learn this. 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3. Haha. 555 Shadow Lords. Probably. Okay, which it. Nah, none of the Shadow Lords' names are 7 letters long. So there's no wordplay to be had there, or letter play. Oh, now I must practice. Okay, so see a harpsichord with 10 keys, numbered 0 to 9. Great. Sweetie pie, you got a full hour left to wait. My goodness, this cat is eager today for her lunch. There's not a word I'm going to say out loud right now. We already have enough cat screeching on the stream. I'm just standing here trying to think, what button am I going to press that's going to let me play the harpsichord? I guess I can look at the not official manual with all the with the key commands. Attack, board, cast, enter, fire, get, hole up, ignite a torch, climb, look, mix, new order, open, push, quit and save, ready, search, talk, use, view, no, exit, yells, stats, designate, pass, escape, toggle sound, toggle buffer, exit game. Anybody in the chat able to help me out here? How do I actually... Oh, do I just sit at the chair? And search? No. Hint. Where are the keys? Yes, the keys are there. Searching didn't work. Looking looks, but doesn't start me playing. Use item isn't going to do it. Push the keys. Nope, won't budge. Come on. It's going to come to me. It's not going to come to me. Someone's going to tell me. Just start playing. Oh. Yep. 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 7, 6, 5, 3. Cool. Alright. Well, I practiced, sir. Okay, yeah, and he's just going to take me back through it. What are the next 3? I might as well tell him again, but... DCB. Yep. 8, 7, 6. No. 9, 8, 7. There. Now I must practice. Great. Well, I did. I'll practice again, just in case. Okay. Well, got a little practice in. Really good information to have, and that's almost like there's no way that there's not a music-based puzzle at some point in this game. So now I'm equipped to deal with it when it comes. Our friend over here get out of bed? He sure did. He's in his chair. You see a hardened man. What's your name, sir? Sir Arbuthnot. Well, let me record that in my records. Sir Arbuthnot. It's an interesting name, sir, but I'm not gonna ridicule this guy about his name. The coin maker. Very cool. Make some coins for me, sir? Well, that is to say I was, before I became a wanted man. Oh ho ho. What was the answer to the question with the introduction again? The introduction to the start of the song, the answer was DCB. I'm afraid I did something that was not taken too well by the current regime. Something? Can it help me with that? Regime. Dost thou favor the current regime? No, I do not. I minted a magical coin. Magic? It was in the symbol of the codex. It was commissioned secretly by persons unknown even to me. It was to be used to call back the one true... Oh. Okay. Yeah. That's how I got here. Great. So when you say persons unknown even to you... Oh, journey onward. Create new character and among others, introduction. I did not select it once. So obviously I should. Avatar here. Yes. Okay. I'll check that out next. That'll be a tomorrow thing. I think I'm invested in just messing around right now. But okay, yeah. That I definitely should. Yeah, I didn't even see it, which is crazy. I'm just focused, I guess, on the bad kind of the ADHD focus of gotta get in the game, journey onward, J. And yeah, so I thought like, wow, if I didn't already know what this game was about from cultural osmosis, I would be kind of lost at the start here, and like I would have put together kind of the keys. But that's good to know. Okay, I will read that tomorrow, and I will know more. Avatar. Dost thou know of the one true Avatar? Sure do. Art thou the one true Avatar? I am. Oh. Oh. Alright. I'm not quite sure that he believed me, that I'm the one true Avatar. This fella's still asleep. Fair enough. Climbing. Finally away from that grandfather clock. Nothing of note here. Going up. Hello, sir. Oh, sweetheart. You're killing me. Oh, madam. And we're not yet at the point where we can tell really if we're gonna talk to a man or woman before we speak to them. Called Charlotte. Good to know. I'm adding you to my spreadsheet. Not a horrifying, spreadsheet like, I'm some creep. I date as many women as I can. I keep them in a spreadsheet of my accomplishments. Brag to my bros. I'm a pickup artist. I don't want Charlotte to think I'm gross here. I live here with my husband and son and maintain the lighthouse. Which one's your husband? His name is David. Okay, good to know. I haven't met him yet. Maybe he's asleep. What about your son? Son's name is Anthony. Lighthouse keeper. So far, she's told me son, Anthony. Husband, David. Oops, I wrote Dacid. Probably that minor spelling error in my spreadsheet would not ultimately wind up having a great impact on my quest, but you never know. What about this lighthouse, madam? 'Tis quiet work. Quiet? 'Tis the ideal climate for an amateur philosopher like myself. Well, tell me about philosophy. I ponder the virtues of avatarhood. Heck yeah, me too. Indeed, I believe there is a lot of merit in the premise of Blackthorn's first law. We must look at the very roots of dishonesty and see it comes from the twisted tongues of liars. And surely one cannot lie without a tongue. Okay. Wouldst thou agree the teachings of Blackthorn are meaningful and true? I think she's actually trying to... She's sussing me out. I don't think that Charlotte is a regime supporter. Maybe she is. No. Hold thy tongue, heretic, or thou shalt lose it. Okay. No. This is not a work. Okay. Bye, Charlotte. May thou walk the true path of the 8 laws. That's not the true path. She's here. She's pondering the virtues of avatarhood, and then she's going to tell the avatar how to do it? I don't think so, lady. Well, I'm going to wake this guy up. That'd be rude. Ah, my man, Lord Kenneth. Bye, Kenneth. Thanks for the lessons in musicology. Blocking this. I don't think there's anything for me to... you know what? Why don't I look? Look in every room. Oh. Folks, are they playing cards? Are they eating lunch? Crotchety old man. What's your name, sir? Crotchety old men love to be bothered while they're either eating or playing cards. David. Yeah, Stupinski, I think we're at the point where we're going to actually... We're getting, 3 characters aren't level 3 yet, but they're all reasonably close. Toshi might be a little bit further away. But I think tomorrow I'm going to be off of this, just try to, stumbling in the dark, just trying to be alive. And I'm going to start stumbling in the dark, exploring more of the world, jump in some of those moon gates. See if I can even actually figure out how they work. I saw on the map that there's at least a bit of a hint. What's my interest? What's your job, sir? What dost thou thinks I do, you mangy dog? Yeah. Iolo, cannot be smelling great right now. We got to camp by a river so he can take a bath. Good guess, you scum. Man, scum? Cannot help me with that. Yeah, well, bye. Good riddance. What a jerk. See a young woman. I'm Charlotte. Oh, hey, Charlotte. I've already told you that I'm not walking the path of your laws. Alright, so the sleeping character... Actually, I guess that could have been the old man. Someone's going to be minding the lighthouse. Can I find her son? No, unless he's out here. No. Well, okay. Learn some stuff. Very nice. Anything cool outside? Oh. Oh, come on, kid. Kid. I'm the avatar. You get to talk to a celebrity if you just stop taking one step every time I take one step. Could teach you some things about virtue that your mother doesn't want to tell you. This kid is not feeling the strange... he doesn't want to talk to the strange man following him around. Going, hey kid, want to talk? Yeah, probably just let's let the kid go to bed. I think I already made a bad enough impression on his mother by not being a fascist. So a non-fascist, you know, creeping around on her child. That's gonna be a whole other step. I love the lighthouse effect. Obviously, it's not anything super graphically advanced or anything, but it's a nice touch. I like it. All right, heading back north. Not quite Moongate ready, but thanks for the offer. We're gonna do Moongates tomorrow, so you hold tight. I don't need to cross this bridge, obviously, so I just work my way around it. But I'm checking for trolls. You can never have too many trolls to kill as we get stronger and stronger here. Alright. Let's camp down. Yes, I will set a watch. Well, we're only camping to pass the time. We're all in full health. Bah. Yeah, you know, we just got to... Oh, dear. This is rough. We're in a tight spot, gang. Well. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, I bet they're... I have a feeling... I had a feeling that they would be good loot. I'm not at all confident right now that I can actually handle them. But maybe I can. And I mean, they're here. I don't have a choice. Actually, okay, Iolo should step back. Because then the one headless will come in, but they can't gang up on him. Tashi... I don't think Tashi's got an angle that'll work here. Nah. But the Avatar will... I might as well at least move a bit to bait them. And Julia can start my other melee fighter. Well, she's semi-melee fighter. Can go that way. Alright. Maneuvering can be tricky here. Okay, I'll step Gweno up one when she gets her turn. Then Julia can get around. Iolo's waiting till she's there to back up the Avatar. Avatar is waiting. Alright. Yeah, headlesses are like, this is not the most, you know, what am I trying to say here? It's not the most outlandish monster design or anything. A zombie, but he doesn't have a head. Well, they look cool. They're a real good just thing to kill a bunch of because they look cool. Oof, come on, Julia. You gotta get down there before Toshi gets ambushed. Whoops. Why did I... Shouldn't have passed Toshi's turn. Julia needed to step down. You know what? This guy will stop and fight. No one knows exactly how... Yeah. Yeah, I read that. It's a relatively strong, fairly enduring, but mild damage. They tend to carry goods with them. Great. That's good to know. I probably saw Headless at some point in my various fumblings with Ultima adjacent games, but it was Ultima Underworld that was the first, you know, not a mainline game, but I engaged with that pretty seriously a few months ago, and barely wounded, lightly wounded. Okay, that's not nothing. Okay, here we are. We're fighting. I mean, none of us have been hit yet. Just go out and fight him, Shimino, if he's not going to come to you. Okay, we're okay so far. Alright, Julia took a fairly mild hit. Iolo took a fairly mild... Okay, yeah, these hits are mild. This is great. In the very, very early going, I got butchered by some Headless. Heavily wounded. Dead. My boy. Of course, they had to drop a treasure and box us in. That's alright. If need be, I guess we can do some mid-battle looting. Just to get to our other foes. How are we doing? Everyone's in decent enough form. The Avatar gets a kill. Alright, Iolo, start looting. Alright, I'm coming out for you. Can I step on treasure? No. Ah, alright. This is gonna take a while. But let's pick all this stuff up. Ah! Tashi gets a kill. Alright, Julia. Start looting. While the Avatar goes a-hunting. And Iolo keeps picking stuff up. Toshi is going to come around and start shooting over Iolo's head here. Another one down. Alright, Gweno is also going to get on shoot the foes in the head duty. The Avatar is going to show valor by just marching out and taking on a headless all on his own. Ooh, that is good lore, Stupinski. It's super dark, and it's suitable to these monsters. You know, it really complements their aesthetic, which is great. I like it. I like it a lot. Picked up a sling. We'll just be selling that. We pretty much have all the slings we need, I think. Get the food. Alright, Iolo, you're ready to get back in the fight. With support. Come on. Come for Iolo. He's not coming to you. Ah, he'll go to them if they don't come. But they're coming. Alright. Avatar hit. Ooh, that was a big hit on the Avatar. But that's what Valor is all about, right? Taking these big hits and not flinching. Not fleeing from battle. I mean, you can flinch. Like, oh, man, this horrible headless creature just hurt me. But you can't flinch in the sense of being like, I'm going to flee. I'm going to leave my companions to be consumed by the headless. I'm too valorous for that. That's why they call me the Avatar. 23 gold. Very nice. Yeah, we're making money. My job down at the Headless Killing Factory. Ah, that headless sees the score. It's like, I can't get to this guy and they're just going to be shooting at me. Ooh. That's also a good, that's a good one too, British, with the magic vision. So like, it's like a wizard who they themselves erase their own head. I'm like, oh no. Kind of a bit of a, like, Shades of the Fly almost. You know, what have I done to myself with this experiment? Iolo's taken more damage in this fight from opening the treasure chests of the horrifying monsters he's killed than he is actually being hurt by the monsters, which is fine. Shimino took a sizable hit there. Oh, hit the wrong button. That's a shame. Wasted Iolo's turn. The Avatar is coming in for backup, but it's probably not needed. Probably have him dead by the time the Avatar shuffles his way over there. Got some arrows. Find a bow in there. I don't know really what Julia's role in this battle from here on out is. I guess it's just to toddle around. There's absolutely no way she's going to be able to move enough to get involved. Ah. And Toshi's job is done here too. It's all Shimino and Gweno, and possibly the Avatar, but probably not. Ooh, wow. Ooh, It's been a while since I ran a D&D campaign. I've been playing D&D with my buddies, with my buddy DMing, and then whenever he closed an adventure, I would run a Cthulhu investigation. But I've been this classic RPG trip I've been on has really got me in the mood to homebrew something up, and I definitely think I'm going to be doing some stealing from the games that I've been playing recently. These Ultima games. Like, I might even just steal dungeon layouts and, make them a little more D&D like, so there's a bigger variety of obstacles and do stuff with the traps. But yeah, Gweno, you are in the best condition at the end of this fight, so you're on cleanup duty. I hope that Iolo doesn't mind me using his wife for that. Found some worms. Found nothing. Worms and nothing. Torches and food. Very good. Very good. Bunch of stuff in here. Really good sign that the cat has settled down a bit as far as her just being obnoxious, as opposed to, again, hypoglycemia, which I gotta stress myself out about a lot these days. Cast and the Avatar cast and knocks on his old buddy Iolo, and now let's hunker down and wait for sunrise. At which point we can buy some more food and pause. We will, and then head back to you, or possibly Britain. Either way, got to offload some of this stuff I found that I'm not going to need, and see where I am at with money, because I'll probably be wrapping up in the next half hour or so. Playing for a good 2 hours. Got some other stuff I need to do today. That was my original logic here. Sorry, Toshi, it's not sleepy time for you yet. My original thought in streaming this, I think I've definitely mentioned this, was just I will be more responsible with the amount of time I spend playing if I am literally documenting it for the public. And I gotta, with the return to in-person teaching, which I'm super excited for, in the fall, I really, especially because I may or may not be up for promotion to career track. So if I am, then I want to do a great job, because I want to earn, I want to feel like I deserve that promotion, not only because of what I've done up till now, which is not nothing. I'm pretty good at what I do, but is also, let's complete the thought. But I also want to show I still get it, and I continue to get better. And then if I'm not getting promoted to career track, then I might actually have to go and figure out a different career. And if I'm doing that, then I want to go with on a high note. I got to keep the possible bad outcomes in mind, so that I'm mentally prepared and I'm aware that there are other options and it's not the end of the world if I don't do the one thing I'm used to doing forever or for a lot longer. But thank you, British. I'm really optimistic. I mean, it's at the point where my immediate person who oversees me and makes decisions has passed the recommendation up to the final decision maker, and then it's just a matter of waiting for that decision to be made. The waiting is not the hardest part. The hardest part was, it was waiting, but it was waiting before, like the early steps in slowly building my teaching career at my institution were very stressful, and there was a lot of uncertainty and a lot of personal risk, in the sense of I'm devoting a bunch of time to something that they might just be, you know, yanking my chain around, and eventually they're gonna go, yeah, you know, this is, but we're not looking to pay you a bunch of money here, pal. Ah, sir. Why isn't your shop open? What time is it? Pull out my trusty pocket watch. Right. Okay. I'm writing a note to myself here. Potions? Question mark? Because I bet that's in the lore book. 5:32 p. 9 to 5. And fair enough. I mean, 9 to 5 is a perfectly reasonable shift for an armorer to work. All right, let's head back out, team. Head towards you. They have an armorer as well. Maybe we'll fight something along the way. Maybe we'll get some sleep. You know what? Can never hurt to save your game now and then. You know, when I got ambushed by those headless, I was not confident that things were going to keep going well for me. Oops. Hit quit when I meant to hit hole up in camp. We're 9 hours here. Yeah, I'll set a watch. I'll do it. Being a good guy, the Avatar. Showing the virtue of sacrifice. Giving up my night's sleep just so my friends can sleep. We're all rested. The nights are long. I guess the sun goes down pretty early here in Britannia, such that you can sleep for 9 hours after the sun goes down and wake up in the dark. It's at least sun cycle wise, it's permanent. There's no snow anywhere. It's not literal winter, but you know, it's very natural for a completely different dimension to have different things going on with its seasons and its calendar and so on. Here we are in U. I think it'll be later in the afternoon tomorrow, British. So, I guess I know you're not in Eastern time, but perhaps I'll use Eastern time to express it because that's the most conventional time zone that I can immediately convert from where I live. I think it'll probably be around 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern. So I know you're, you know, in Europe. So I infer that you're in Europe from what you've told me about yourself. And so that puts you ahead of me. So evening for you. At a certain point, I might bite the bullet and actually schedule this. But right now, I have a lot of scheduled things in my life. And I keep thinking, you know, the summer's not going to be around that much longer. And I got to actually start in, 9 p.m. It'll be in that vicinity. That's what I'm aiming for. I don't think I have any major errands I need to run tomorrow. So that ought to be how it works it. Nothing going on in this town yet today. Avoiding the guards because I hate paying tribute to Lord Blackthorn, but I also hate being thrown in jail, even though I could do the jailbreak this time around. Because I got the money to buy a key, and also most of my team isn't dead, so I bet we could also survive the fight out of the dungeon. At the same time, I have a ton of keys. And it's the only thing they confiscate when they put you in jail. They're like, keep your weapons if you need to fight your way out here. You know, you might need them. You keep your spells, your magic spells. But give us the lock picks so that we feel reasonably confident that we've got the upper hand on you. With that, I don't think I need 2 small shields. So I'll sell 1. It's battle worn. Whatever. Okay. Am I done requiring chain coifs? I should actually look into the equipment of my team. Gweno has a leather helm. Put her in a chain coif. Oh, there it is. Glad I didn't sell that too soon. Avatar's doing good. Shimino's stepped up in the world. He's got an iron helmet. Chain coif on Iolo. Chain coif on Toshi. And I believe Julia is in an iron helm. So we're good to sell any and all chain coifs we find for now. I suppose once there are more team members, I'm going to need to move them up through the cycle of armor as well. Alright, sir. Hello. I would like to sell more. You take this other shield. Because I wanna raise up some money here. Take this leather helm. I know you're not gonna pay me much for it. There's no demand. I respect that. I don't think I need 2 short swords right now. 22, that's fine. That's good. It's a good price. Thank you, Ronan. Alright. That's all that I need to buy. What's the state of my reagent supply? I didn't mix anything since the last time I bought them, although I'm much lower on mixtures. Not manis, but and nox. So, why don't I buy myself... I could get another load of garlic and another load of ginseng. Just to be responsible, to plan ahead. Get that virtuous cycle going. But then it's time to, I think, actually look at the equipment that I can buy. At least find out what the prices would be on it. Probably can't buy much yet, especially since I'm about to spend a bit of money on ginseng and garlic. Do I need more garlic? Whatever. 23 gold. Fine. Take care, Madam Pendra. Stay well. Alright, sir. Alright. Don't close your shop and go to lunch while I'm coming here. What did I just say, son? Ah! It's frustrating. But fair enough. He needs a lunch break. What time does this guy take his lunch break? I might as well learn. Okay, it's a brunch break. He's going to get some French toast in the late morning here. I do love everyone gathers in the restaurant at lunchtime. Offers no response. Oh, it's a guard. Screw you, buddy. I don't want to talk to you. I'm glad that he didn't get up from his lunch to, extort me and kick my ass. Come see me at my shop. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, the merchants don't want to be bothered while they're eating. I respect that, ultimately. It's something I try to keep in mind. I've left behind. I only worked a food service job. I worked at my first job at A&W in the mall for a little over a year. And then I was a janitor for a long time in a hospital. And then since then I was a bureaucrat for a little bit and a researcher and a academic assistant, pardon me. And then now I'm a university instructor. So I've left behind that whole, the jobs that are very important that aren't always valued in our society, and try to keep in mind the frustrations you can have in those jobs. So like I was at the grocery store. This was a little while ago. All right, good. He's done with his brunch. But he ran into a neighbor. And so I was at the grocery store. This was a while ago, and I couldn't find something. And a young man who worked there was heading my way. So I looked up at him, and I said, "Excuse me, man, do you know where I could find..." And he looked at me. No, he didn't even look at me. He kept on walking, and he went, "I'm on my break." And just kept on walking. And for a moment, I was like, "You little jerk." Like, you could have just said, "Sorry, sir, I'm on my break right now," right? Like, you don't have to call me sir, but you know what I mean. Like, "Sorry, man. I only get 15 minutes here. Like, I'm sure my Jeff over there could help you or something." And then I thought, you know what? I bet it sucks to... I know that it sucks to just be a young person with some crummy job. And I'm sure... Never worked in a grocery store, but I'm sure that that's one of the jobs that aren't awesome. And... Okay. It's not really selling anything. I am positive I can't afford it, but tell me what it costs, sir. 365 gold. No. My interest is to leave, sir. Thanks for nothing, says Ronan. Don't be what did I just say? It's okay. He's grumpy. He wanted to make a sale. I should give him a break. My cousin did electrician training. Did you work much as an electrician? Okay. Here we're gonna make one last trip back to Britain. See if I can purchase a bow with the money that I have. Or at least get some more quarrels for Julia, our little ocean child. Wow. Yeah, that is quite a trip, British. I teach engineers. I am not an engineer myself. I teach technical writing and a course and like a sort of professionalism and ethics. Not like professional ethics, but like I teach a course called Engineering and Society. That's all about trying to understand how all the different social systems that we live under, the political system and different policies and the economy and culture, and how all that interacts with engineering. Because to whatever extent we can, we want to be sending out engineers who don't think that the world begins and ends with the CAD design that they come up with, and that see that, both you can do more socially beneficial work, I think, when you conceive of your job as part of this rich tapestry of society, but then also lots of things like getting projects approved, especially if there has to be an environmental assessment, public consultations and stuff. Understanding those systems of public consultation and why they're in place and what kind of roadblocks they can put up and why people often object to projects and how different methods of stakeholder engagement can cool. Like, with benefit of hindsight, I sometimes think, man, if someone had told me about engineering, maybe that would have been what I like. That could have been like a real job that I was good at, instead of getting arts degrees and a library studies degree and then stumbling into teaching the only things that the engineers themselves. Let's just save in case this is a wild swarm of headless, but this is good. This is good. We're looking for violence. We're looking for loot. We're looking for experience. Plus, the simple as it is, the tactical battle system in these games is fun. Cool. Yeah, I think had I known what engineering was, I think that industrial or like software engineering, something like, I don't think I ever would have been a dude who I'm terrible at drawing. I'm okay. Like, I've started learning pixel art recently, so you see the little pixel version of my face up above, but I certainly don't know that like CAD modeling would ever been anything I could have picked up. I'm not big on cars, and like machines aren't that exciting to me. I mean, they're cool, but like I don't think any of that would have really been something I was good at. But I do love coding. And so I sometimes wonder about that path that might have been. But you know what? I don't wonder about it too much, because I think most of the things have worked out pretty well so far. Like I said, the moment of truth is coming. Is this going to be a career track position at last, or yeah, that makes sense. You want to know a little bit about the underlying works if you're going to be interacting with microprocessors, for example. You need the actual electrical engineering circuits and all that stuff, and programming, and then the specialization of the data transmission. It's cool stuff. I mostly use my rudimentary programming skills for well, barely even counts as programming, but I do a lot of Excel programming because my students' work gets evaluated. All my markers and my TAs work with macro-enabled. Ah, cool. Yeah, I use these macro-enabled Excel workbooks that basically, instead of my markers having to read a bunch of instructions and then sit down with an assignment and try to like keep it all in their head and look for what I'm looking for, what I want them to look for based on just my pitch, the Excel thing, they just get a bunch of data validation prompts. So, and it tells them, so check the format of this thing. Look at the cover page, of a formal report. And are the elements there? And is the title descriptive? And it's just a bunch of drop-down menus. And so they pull all that stuff out. And then under the hood, it calculates a grade based on that. And it produces an output report that can be given to the students. So they get really fairly granular feedback on where they can improve their professional communicate and their technical communication skills without the markers needing to type a ton of feedback. And they get a good breakdown of the grade. So if they're mad about their grade, they know exactly, they can make a real focused complaint. Like the marker said that I didn't do this, but I did do this. Yeah. So I like Excel. I'm learning some real coding because I have an idle dream, and I always have, of designing a video game one day. It'll probably be some kind of role-playing game, I would imagine. I don't know that my programming skills will ever advance to the level of being able to make some good action. Who knows? But, so I'm working on I'm just mostly learning Python right now. And the pixel art. So within a decade, I'm going to put together my own little independent RPG. Yeah, how did you find that? I taught for the Faculty of Management at my school. I did some sessional instructing, teaching, not like programming, but basic Excel programming plus HTML and CSS to first-year management students. So they're like, I would suspect the kind of students that you're teaching there are much more expecting to be learning this stuff, and so they're not as scared of it. And yet I do know that our students often they're not all showing up with the level of comfort with computers that some people kind of assume the younger generation will have, because a lot of them, like, the computers that they're used to are an iPhone, something that gets it all done. Oh, I spoke imprecisely when I said, how did you find that? Like, did you enjoy it? What was it like? Was it challenging? Did the students kind of, was it a struggle to get concepts across to them? I suppose also, like, I know nothing about the state of high school education in Europe. Or I know you told me you're German. I'm not sure that means you live in Germany now. I do know the German member of our faculty at our faculty meetings is often like, we coddle these students too much. It should all just be 100% exams. Like, the final should be everything, and they sink or swim. We all do it just fine where I'm from. So that makes me think that probably the German high school system is doing a little bit more work to prepare students for STEM track careers. There was, certainly when I was young, we weren't learning any programming in high school. How are we doing here? Avatar is down to 69. Nice. But otherwise, yeah, nobody's damaged. So yeah, these headless were a real big problem for me once. Yeah, that I find, oddly enough, that's something I wind up, even though I'm teaching the non-technical course. I mean, arguably, technical writing does involve technical skills. But certainly the non-technical course as far as first-year engineering goes. And what I found is that do I understand the armor system yet, Stempinski? not in great detail. Like I'm assuming that it's somewhere along the lines of what, like, it's either, armor typically in RPG is either going to be damage absorption or in D&D terms increasing your AC, so making it harder to hit you. And I'm not actually sure which or some mix of the both that it is in this, although I do seem to be taking less damage, but I'm leveling up. And I haven't really been buying much armor, but my hats and my shields are getting better. So no, I don't understand the armor system in great detail yet. But I do know, I know, like, the step ups. Like, I know when something is better than another thing. I mean, a lot of that, I got it from the Book of Lore, but you don't really need to look at the Book of Lore to know that, for example, chainmail is stronger than leather. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm gonna do another read up on the game before I start playing. I'm gonna watch that introduction. Thanks, British. And light armor with good helmet and shield. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of people, I think, keep teacher kind of some people want to be a teacher and some people keep teacher kind of in the back of their heads. For me, it was weird because when I went to university, I was already thinking I want to be a high school English teacher. Then I got there. And armor that I equip is always limited by my strength. I'm on 2 streams of conversation here. I should keep the battle going at least. Let me go back to the armor for a minute. Yeah, so strength, I assume that limits how much armor I can have on. So what makes light armor advantageous in this sense? Is it just kind of... okay. Right. So generally, like, I'll be able to handle a heavier helmet and a heavier shield before I can handle heavier armor. And I guess there's a weight limit too. So it's like I'll get more defense out of a better shield and better armor, better shield and better helmet than I would out of better armor. Yeah. So I thought I'm going to be a high school English teacher. But then I got to university, and in my very first year, I thought my first year professor was so cool. And just being in university, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed almost all the courses I was taking. And so then I was like, I'm going to be a university professor. And then in my MA year in grad school, my thesis supervisor actually called a session about halfway through the term, about halfway through the year, so near the end of the first term, just to tell us a little bit about the academic job market at the time and statistics, and be like, basically, if you go on to do a PhD, I want you to make an informed choice, and you need to know that you have, statistically, if you get a PhD, you have a 50% shot of a tenure track job. And if you come up short of a tenure track job back then, it's actually improving a little bit, at least at my institution. I haven't found a halberd yet, Stimpinski, but when I do, I will do it. Because I really enjoy the double range, the 2-range melee weapons. Job training, you work 3.5 days a week in your company and 1.5 at school. Ooh, that sounds... Ooh. I'm personally, actually, I love teaching. I love both... I like the actual trying to help people understand technical concepts, but also in my current role, I also help this. I do a lot of advising about professional development. Helping students figure out where they want to go, what discipline they want to do, how they can brush up their resume, what they need, how they're going to thrive in their careers. Because as I mentioned, I was an overeducated janitor for a while after I graduated with my MA. And I always thought, man, I wish I had more guidance about what I was going to do after this. Because I did really well in school, but I didn't think at all about professional development. I was working my janitor job to pay for school, but I wasn't, you know, looking for like professional writing jobs. The MA wouldn't have been nearly as helpful as just if I had been working for the student newspaper for free, which I didn't have time to do. But maybe I would have shifted my priorities around and, you know, taken on some debt or really begged my parents to just support me a little more. So I absolutely love the actual act of trying to help somebody understand something, and then I also love that I can help these students, you know, figure out where they want to go and how they're going to get there. So I'm on the side of, yeah, like I just want to teach. That's all I want to do. But this split position in Germany of working a job, but then also that's really interesting. That's cool. Now, of course, that you've landed in something that you obviously seem to enjoy in safety engineering is better than doing your backup. But that's a cool backup to have had. Come on, team. There's only one of these left. I guess we're all aiming for the head. There we go. All right, Shimino, you're on cleanup, buddy. Ooh. Small shield. 20 gold. Love to see it. A key. A torch. Food. All right. Yeah, I think we're wrapping up just about now. I want to get back to Britain and shop a little in the morning. And then I think I'll shut it down for the day. But this has been a very fruitful session. In addition to a fun hang, gang. Found nothing. Thou dost find guts. Katsu. Worms. And I just made myself sad by saying Katsu. Pour one out for Miura-san, the great mangaka. I'm surely not pronouncing that correctly. But the great artist and writer, the creator of Berserk. One of my favorite works of fiction. Oh, we're not wrapping up nearly as quick as I might have hoped because I've got more headless to kill. Ooh, and there's an Etten. So this is a fun one. We're all in really good shape. Shimino's the only one who's taking any damage in that last fight. These headless got nothing. Or those last ones. Maybe these ones are actually going to... As soon as I hit it, I was like, no, because I'm getting the feel for eyeballing sling distance. I hit A, and as I pressed the key, yeah, Ettins, I've killed... I did it again. I've killed a few Ettins, and when I have killed Ettins, it has been rewarding. So I certainly hope that one has a chest. So I would love to plunder his chest. Alright, let's get started, gang. Warriors keep pushing forwards because we don't want that dude throwing too many stones at us. Yeah, they're sharing the rocks. Hey, pal, want a rock? Want a large stone? So kind of them. Ooh, Avatar is taking hits. Shimino's taking hits. It's alright. We've got bards in the back lines. And we've got Mani's mixed. I'm actually prepared for a fight. Just a good place to be. So I will monitor everyone. If anyone gets below 50, we'll Mani him up. Boom. Beautifully done, Toshi. I find I'm intrigued by this Toshi, who like you don't learn much about before he joined. I was shocked when he joined because he wasn't one of the original Avatar companions. There's no portraits yet. So I know nothing about Toshi, but I just find it interesting because his name sounds very not Japanese, but derivative, it sounds less like it's trying to sound like a British, fantasy person's name. So I wonder, what's his story? I don't know. Probably there is no story. I'm just overthinking it. All right, let's. Happenstance is the strongest force, I think, governing our destinies, British. Because I'll finish my story, which is that, they told us, you're never going to, you're very, you could wind up in some terrible career of contingent teaching, no job security, no benefits, very little money, a lot of stress, teaching the worst courses. You got a 50% shot of escaping that if you do a PhD. And we want you to know that so that you don't come in expecting something else. And so at that point, I thought, I don't like those odds. So I'll go out there and I will try to do something else. And so I looked around for professional writing jobs, tried to get into the government, lots of things for a few years, wasn't working. It's like, I gotta go back to school, not to get another arts degree. If I could, I would love to just, if I could somehow afford it, if I was independently wealthy, I would have done my English, and then I would have gone back and done a classics degree, and then I'd do philosophy. But I was like, I need to go back and do something that's just going to allow me to make some connections and impress some people with a connection to the professional world. So I went our School of Information Management, the Library Study School. They wouldn't like me calling them that anymore. They're trying to, phase out the word library from all the branding. I thought, I'll go back to that because it sounds interesting. Information management and data management sounds cool to me. But more than that, it's in the faculty of management, which means I'll have the opportunity, hopefully, to interact with and get to know some people who will be impressed with me as a student and then connect me to jobs. And that worked out. And so I wound up, I worked for the government for a few years out of that, and a couple of years, and various things like that. The teaching dream was dead because also I was such a bad planner that my undergrad degree, once I settled on I'm going to be a professor, I didn't even get a second teachable. So to go to education school, you need so many credits in 2 teachables. And all I had was English as a teachable. And I was actually better at math in high school and science than I was at English. So I could have easily have had a teachable if I just planned ahead, but I didn't. And I didn't have the money for do undergrad credits. I needed something they'd give me a scholarship for. So I felt like, oh man, I've botched this. I've done it all wrong. The teaching dream is dead. I'm just a bureaucrat now. No, there's any, some bureaucrats do important work. Obviously, some bureaucrats do make work. Or they make things more difficult for people, is their work. But that's what I was going to do. And then just a series of coincidences made me first a marker for the Faculty of Engineering, and that was a job I kept throughout my janitor years. So I'd been a marker for a long time. But then when I went back to grad school, they brought me on as a TA because they were like, we can hire you as a TA, now you're a student again. And then the instructors of the course that I teach now, the first year courses that I teach now, at the time were like, well, you know what? Now we want to take our summers to ourselves because we're retired from our real jobs and we're just doing teaching because it's fun. It's not fun in the summer. I want to travel. So then I got on teaching in the summer. And then they happened to resign their positions at the exact same time that the person who used to teach the 3rd year course that I teach now, but engineering and society, got fired. And when they had my resume on file, my CV on file because of the summer teaching, and when the associate dean at the time took it out and looked at it, he saw that I did my thesis for the MLIS through the Environmental Information Use and Influence Research Program. And he literally, when he brought me in to be like, you want to rebuild this engineering and society class, start teaching it yourself, he had circled the word environmental in Environmental Information Use and Influence Research Program. And he was like, sustainability, environmental assessment reviews, you can do all that stuff, right? And at the time, I didn't feel confident I could, but I did feel confident I needed somebody to pay me to do something. didn't want to go back to being a janitor, so I said, yeah, I can do that. And then the instructors that I was working for in the first year resigned at the same time. And so suddenly I had enough courses to teach for a semester and not make much money at all, but to do it. And I always wanted to, so I did it. And then I did well enough at it that they turned it into a position. And now, hopefully, over the past 6 years, I've done well enough at it that it's all going to come together. And I'm going to land a career, find out soon enough. So, yeah. Even though I had thought about being a teacher since I was 16 years old, and I loved my high school English teacher, it was still nothing but happenstance got me to where I am. Ooh, Julia's in trouble. Next time Toshi gets a turn, he'll save the day. Oh, the Avatar can save the day for Julia. And we got this. We got this on lock, team. This is... Nothing can go wrong. Let me just tempt the fates by saying that aloud. How are we all doing? Julia's getting hit again. I'm not going to do another Mani just yet. After the cat being so obnoxious for so long, it is now actually LNUCH time. And she's just chilling in the chair. You can kind of see her head there. I actually put that chair there when I had to start teaching online with the precise theory that maybe the cat would like hang out during office hours and people would like it. And she did. She was like, whenever I had office hours, she'd be like, oh, we're doing the thing where we both sit and look towards the screen. Ooh, yeah, Julia's in trouble now. Next available caster will save the day. Once again, you cannot go wrong being prepared for a fight with your spells all mixed up. Oh, Julia, they are closing on you, but the Avatar can get in there now and hopefully draw some fire. Iolo is still working on that headless. Start working on that Etten, Toshi. We're going to win this thing. We got this. And then as soon as I win, sweetheart, in the background, even before I do my little wrap up here, I will scoop that kibble that you love so much. It's a wonderful thing. I don't know if it's a thing about animals or just a thing that animals, like a good thing that animals have, that they're lucky that they have, that they can be so excited about eating the exact same thing every single day. And not just every single day. Every single meal is a time of incredible excitement when it gets announced. That's both for the cat who's actually here bothering me and her sister. Yeah, Etten dropped a chest. We're going to make out real well from this. It's all coming together. Like we're adventuring now. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm going to remember. Yes. I'm not going to remember that. I'm going to do it because you literally just told me to do it. Search. Thou dost find a trap. When I find the trap, do I still need to like, I gotta do something? Probably. Jimmy the lock, maybe? You know what? I'll just... Okay. I had a feeling. Boom. Success. Okay. Let's do it. Let's check them all. No traps. All right. We're all clear. I'm not going to make Iolo's wife dig through the guts in front of him. I didn't find a trap. Either that or I was doing it too fast and I didn't see it. But it was trapped. Oh well. We've got only one and Nox mixed, but that's all that we need. And I will write in big letters on my note here, mix. And hopefully I will look at that tomorrow. Yeah, that makes sense. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, maybe Gweno is not my trap finder. That's fine. That's fine. As long as she's not ultimately killed by these treasure chests. And I don't even think of everyone that I didn't disarm. Found some quarrels. That's great. Yeah. Okay, we're okay. Bing, a leather helm, a torch. And this one was the Etten, I believe. It doesn't have a ton of stuff, but... only 10 gold. But look at this. 289 gold. Yeah. I can and I should. Because, yeah, there'll be, keep her at a nice, healthy 69. Nice. Very good. Okay. But, Shimino, you're on guts duty. Poison. He's taking a tick. Taking a couple ticks, because then we're going to have to mix. Ginseng and garlic. And let's make ourselves... 10. Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't you? Cast, Avatar, and Nox. Upon Shimino. Let's open the stats menu so that I don't pass by mistake, get attacked by those giant rats during this brief moment. If you'll pardon me. Hey, Abra, would you like some lunch? Yeah? Let's go have lunch. Tell your sister. Girls. There. They waited, and they were rewarded for their patience. All right. Now, just a little wrap up here. So, welcome to Iolo's Bows. Greetings, traveler. Wish ye to buy? I do wish to buy. I would like to buy a bow, which I bet I can afford. 109 gold, and it's guaranteed for a lifetime. That is a risk. I can see why Iolo can't give us, even himself, a discount, because it's a risky business model to guarantee a bow for life. One bow, very good. Give me some arrows, please. Yes, I do wish it. And some quarrels. Yes. And that, I believe, is all I need from you, sir. Have a nice day, says Gwyneth. So that must be Iolo and Gweno's daughter. You get 99? I mean, that was kind of what's implied by the text, but it sounded too good to be true. I didn't want to get my hopes up. Mwah. Okay. Now, we can range when we need to, because I think I'll give Gweno the bow, even though you think like Iolo literally designed the bow. Shouldn't he use it? Yeah, ammunition is generous when you consider, I know that U is not going to turn out to be the best prices for reagents, but the reagent prices got much tougher in this game, and yet ammunition, which they just added to the game system, is actually, yeah, that's generous, and I like that. I can deal with that. Okay. It's not nighttime, so I'm not going to camp, even though we will benefit from the healing when the time comes. But let's just review quickly where we're all at. The Avatar is just healthily level 3. Shimino is making good progress to level 4. Iolo is just inches from level 3. Toshi's still working on it. And that's just how it's going to be for Toshi, because he's in the back fighting with a sling most of the time. I mean, as he gets tougher, I guess I can just give him a weapon that he can fight with in person. At, melee range. Probably after I get him into some leather armor. But we'll get there. Get him a shield. Set him up. Julia is level 3 the next time we see Lord British. Just level 3. Gweno's on the path. She's coming along. But this is the really happy news. We have a fully alive party. We have 49 food. We have lots of keys. Tons of keys. It'll be a real shame to get arrested and have all those keys confiscated. Tons of torches. I don't really need a ton of pure gems yet because I haven't found any dungeons, and I can work with the map. I guess maybe when I start doing the moon gates, I'll want to pop a pure gem just to look around. So that's all good. Lots of gold. Very, very good. Decent supply of reagents. Like, we're low on garlic, but that's because we just mixed a ton of Anox. We can have 8 more money if we need them. I will actually, read about what the rest of these spells are. I know Gravpore is your basic magic missile. Can look into what all this stuff is, what my potions are. But I think we can safely say that today was the day that virtuous cycle I've been talking about, where I can actually go in the world, adventure, with a reasonable expectation of coming back alive and with enough money to stock up for the next one and upgrade my gear and all that stuff. I think we're there. Now the cat's wailing. She's probably thirsty. She just ate her kibble. It's dry. Well, anyway, that's fine. I can go feed the cat right now. Or run the tap for right now because we're going to wrap up. But this is it. Tomorrow we are ready to adventure again. Not just bumble around and fight, but actually hop in some moon gates, try to get offshore, maybe save up for a skiff and do a little head to Cove, the little lakeside village, Lock Lake village. Well, here's what I'll do then, British. I will just defer the introduction until you're here. So if you're here on time, I'll just do it right at the start. Otherwise, I'll save and restart and do the introduction at the time that you arrive, and you'll see my real-time reaction. But yeah, here we are, folks. It's all coming together. We're not just stumbling around dying and then stumbling around dying. We are developing and we are adventuring and we are ready to start trying to figure out how we're going to save Britannia from the vile Lord Blackthorn. And he is vile. Do not listen to Charlotte of Greyhaven, no matter what she tells you. She claims she thinks about the virtues in Avatarhood all the time. If she was really doing that, I think she would realize that the Blackthorn way is not the path of virtue. To everyone still watching, to everyone who tuned in at any point, to everyone in the chat, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing your wisdom with me about Ultima or about the education system in Germany. It's all valuable information, ultimately. I as a teacher, I don't care how cheesy it sounds, I think you're always richer when you've learned something. So it's been a great time, and this game continues to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get back to it tomorrow. Hope to see some of you back here then. Take care, peace, and take care. Again, I didn't have a third thing. Take care, peace, free Brittany.